Hello, my friend. A very happy new year again to you and yours. I pray that this finds you well from wherever and whenever you are tuning in. So today let's talk a little bit about identity. I just came from church and the pastor shared a little bit about identity in their sermon. And it's something that I've been wanting to post about, so here we are. So allow me to ask you a question. Who are you aside from your positions in life, from your possessions in life, and from your performance in life? Let's face it, that's how the world assigns value to you and me, and sadly that's how often we assign value to ourselves. Position. Who are you? Right? Where is your place in the food chain, in the hierarchy, wherever that is, whether it's in the family setting, whether it's at work, whether it's in the community? What are your positions? Possessions. What do you have? Performance. What have you achieved? Show us your resume. And let's face it, the world and we often tend to give props to people that look like they have a position, they have possessions, and they can perform. But the funny thing is this: if you ever find anybody that has climbed up all the way to the peak of those three things, they have all they want, they have maybe all the positions they've ever desired, they have a list of accolades and achievements, you find that those things still leave them feeling empty. It's the great actor Jim Carrey who said, and I paraphrase, but he said, "I wish that everybody would get everything they ever wanted and achieve everything they ever wanted, so that they can finally understand that that is not in the answer." Listen, my friend, until we clarify the issue of identity, who we are, it doesn't matter what positions, what possessions, what performance we are able to attain this year, we will come up short, we will come up empty. And that's because the issue of identity is settled intrinsically right at birth. You and I are created in the image of God. In other words, we come out of the factory already worthy, already valuable. We already matter. That's why you and I can look at a newborn baby and love them and assign value to them before they ever achieve anything, before they ever possess anything, before they have any positions. Matter of fact, a baby when they are first born are a liability in every sense. But the internal worth in you cries out to the internal worth that's already present in the baby. Now listen, am I saying that positions, performance, and possessions are not important? No. I believe in you and I becoming everything God has called us to be in way of positions, doing everything God has called us to do in way of performance, and having everything God has called us to have. But number 4, also giving or making a contribution, giving everything God has called us to give. But listen, if that's not being driven from a place of already being, from a place of already being worthy, from a place of already being valuable, from a place of knowing you already have a purpose in you and you are expressing that purpose outward. If you put that cart before the horse, in other words, you're trying to do those things, be, do, have, and give so that you can become somebody, then you will always fall short. So my friend, again, let me ask you the question. In terms of the positions, the possessions, and what's the other one? Performances in your life. Who would you be if any of those things are taken away? And in terms of those things that you're trying to achieve in this year, what if you don't nail them, right? But I guess my point of coming on here today is to say, anchor your identity, anchor yourself of value and worth in what you are already. You are a child of God created in the image of God with infinite potential inside you and with a God-given purpose that's worth sharing with the world. And so in terms of any positions, possessions, or performances that you are seeking to achieve this year, let those be driven by the worth by the identity of who it is that you already are. That's it, my friend. Until next time, blessings, and again, a happy new year to you and yours. May it be a great one. Bye-bye.